Hello and welcome to lesson 5.4. In this lesson, we're going to introduce a few special type of logarithms, common logs and natural logs, and something called the change of base formula that'll be extremely useful. But let's kind of build our interest into why this lesson is necessary. Okay, so we're going to be trying to calculate things, and I've had you find stuff like this before. Like log base 2 of 8. What could that be equal to? Oh, well, we could just rearrange it, right? And that'd be 2 to something to the question mark equals 8. And you're like, oh, we dubbed this already. We can say, okay, 2 to the question mark equals, well, 8. Can I get 8 to be that? Oh, yeah, that'd be 2 to the third. So this question mark is the third, right? So this is equal to 3. We could find that. That's not hard. Well, what if I were to ask you one like this? Log base 2 of 11. If I tried, let's say I don't know this, so we'll call it x, and I wanted to rewrite that one, that would be 2 to the x equals 11. Do you know any number that I could put in for x to get 11 here? And the answer is no, it'd just be some nasty decimal, right? But I'm going to need a way to find these. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our calculators to kind of help us find these. Now here's the problem though. If you look at a calculator, see I have my Desmos calculator here, and if you go into functions, they have log and they have this ln thing. They have two log functions, and you got to put them in, and it's not letting me put in a base. Now some fancy calculators will let you put in a base. It's actually not that hard to program into all of them. I wonder why more don't have that. But those two special logarithms that they're talking about are not like log base 2. They're two special ones, the common log and the natural log. Okay? So first we'll look at the common log. So if I look at that calculator again, it'll allow me to put in something like log in a no base, and I could put something in, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put x to hold the spot. Well, this is the common log, and what it really means is, oops, I can't spell really. Let me try that again. What it really means is log base 10 of whatever we put in there. Okay, so the calculators, whenever you go to put them in and you see a log button, that's like log base 10. It won't let me put a base in there, but it's the same thing as log base 10. Okay, well that's called the common logarithm. And you're like, okay, well that's great, but the question I asked, what was the question I asked? Log base 2 of 11? Okay. Now, the other button there is an ln button. That's the natural log. Okay, and what that really means is log base e. Okay, e, that special number, the 2.7 something. Okay, and you're like, okay, well that's cool. That has a lot of special applications. The natural log does, but I definitely didn't have e as my base. I had 2 that I was trying to. I was trying to find log base 2 of 11. And my calculator does base 10 and base e, or common log and natural log. Well, that's not super duper helpful, right? I mean, I could do an easy one. I could say, okay, well, find me a log, the common log of 3, or log base 10 of 3 is what that is, and I could use my calculator. So let me grab my calculator. I can find this one. I already have log in there, and what I need, what was it I said, 3? Put a 3 in, and boom, it's this nasty long decimal, but we'll round up a few places, 0.477. Okay, we got this one, 0.477. But how can I handle this one? I can do a natural log. I could do something like, hey, find me the ln of, I don't know, 8. And we just go to our calculator and we would put in, let's see, the ln function and type it in 8, and boom, 2.079. Okay, we can do that. what did I say, 079? I forgot already. I think that's it, 2.079. Okay, so we could do base 10s and natural logs, common logs and natural logs, but that's not useful. I mean, that's useful, but that's how am I supposed to handle something like this? Well, I'm glad you asked. So if I want to do something that's not base 10 or base E, I need what's called the change of base formula. Okay, and there's a formula to help us with our bases. Change of base formula. Okay, and here's what the change of base formula is. If I take any logarithm, and it has, let's say, a base of b, any number, and we're putting in anything, I can rewrite it as a division of, well, base, that sounds like something goes on the bottom, log base of anything with b as the input over log with the same base of anything as x as the input. So I could have, for instance, log base 10 and 10, or a log base e and e, natural log and natural log. So my calculator can handle base 10, so I'm going to always just write it as base 10s. I always use this formula in this way. I always go, I just write them as common logs. Okay, so let's now try to do our example. What was it? Log base 2 of 11. Well, with my change of base formula, it's going to be a fraction of the common log of 11 divided by the common log of 2. So the base goes on the bottom one, and the input goes on the top one. And I can use a calculator now to figure this out. So let's clear what we have. Where's the clear button? Oh, clear all. I'm blind. And so we'll go log of 11, close that, parenthesis, divided by log of 2. Okay, and boom, I was able to calculate. This will be the same thing as log base 2 of 11, 3.459. So 3.459. So that's not really all that difficult. Let's do one more, just for good measure. Maybe for fun, before we do one more, let's prove that I could have used any base, and let's do the natural logs. So this technically should be equal to, if my formula is right, natural log of 11 divided by the natural log of 2. It should also equal that. Well, let's give it a try. All right, so natural log of 11 divided by the natural log of 2. And oh yeah, look, no matter what the base is, as long as I have a division of 11 and 2, 11 logged and 2 logarithmic on the bottom, I'm going to get the same answer. So that's really interesting. So let's do one more for practice, just practice and change of base. Let's say I ask you to find me log base 5 of 3. And if I use my change of base formula, that's going to be a log of 3 divided by log of 5. And I'll have to use a calculator to figure that out. Okay. So log of, what did I say, 3 divided by log of 5. And so 0.683. 0.683. Did I type the right thing? Yeah. Okay. And so that's not that difficult, but if I need to find the actual values of my logarithms, I'm going to have to use this change of base formula and plop it in my calculator, because I'm not going to know these in my head. Maybe for good fun, we should see if this works for one that we do know. So our first example of base 2 of 8. Last bit of exploring. Sorry, mathematical exploring can be fun. So like log, what was it, base 2 of 8? Base 2 of 8. Log base 2 of 8. If I use my change of base formula, that should be the common log of 8 over the common log of 2. And so let's give this a try. So the common log of 8 divided by the common log of 2. Boom, and we got 3. Excellent. We got a pretty whole number, so this works for ones that even we could take the time to do. So that's another useful thing. Let's say that you really hate rewriting this and trying to figure out what that exponent is and get the base at the same. I can use logarithms to get it, which is very powerful. And I don't care which way you do these things. So you could have, for log base 3 of 8, you could have rewritten it as 2 to something equals 8. Let's rewrite 8 as 2 to the third, or that something is 3. So the answer to this logarithm is 3. Or you could have done change of base and used a calculator and found 3 as well. So it's really potent, really powerful, really important to be able to change of base and understanding what natural and common logs are. But that's all I have for you. So next class, we'll dive into trying to basically mix everything we've learned in this chapter together to be able to solve logarithmic equations. Okay? But jump on that homework. Email me if you have any questions. Good luck. Have fun.